Hello and welcome to the How to CEO show. I'm your host, Murray Newlands. In this show, we're going to be looking at what CEOs need to know to prepare for a recession. When you decided to become a CEO, the world changed. You can either build a billion-dollar company or you can crash and burn. But we're here to give you the knowledge, the advice, the skills, and the expertise to build an amazing company. So why this topic now? Well, we're currently beginning of March 2020, and the stock market's going up and down. That's scares of a virus. And already it's been reported that even before that, there's a 50-50 chance of the US economy going into a recession this year. Obviously, no one wants that, but what should you do to prepare for it? What are some things to think about? So the number one good thing is that you are starting to think about it. Now, you should always plan, hopefully, to grow your business, to make it as successful as possible, and no one wants to be in that negative state of mind, but also it's very positive to start thinking about what you can do if things do turn down and how you can get ahead of it. I think the number one thing to think about is cash. What does your cash flow look like? How is your business in a cash scenario going into this recession or possible recession? And what can you do to maximize what you have? So here are some thoughts. Number one is to take stock of what your cash position is and what are the leverages you can do to improve it. What does that mean? Well, do you want to look at your customers and say who's good at paying fast and who pays slowly? Because in a recession, people who pay slowly tend to start paying even more slowly. Also look at how much you spend and can you slow down paying others. If you can slow down paying other people in order to balance out your cash flow in, cash flow out, that can extend your cash flow if you need to. It might also be a great time, if you're in a good position now, to apply for a loan. Applying for a loan can help you improve your potential cash flow should you need it. Also, financial institutions are more likely to give you a loan or possibility of credit when things are going well. So now might be a good time to look at that. That's kind of issue number one. Also try and within looking at cash, understand what your expenses are and see if there are things that you could do to reduce costs. I would say number two is to really look once again at your customers. Are your customers the kind of customers that do well in recessions, or are they not? Customers who are all startups, for example, or all relying on investment money during a recession, it's harder for startups and other small businesses to get finance. It's harder for them to grow. Therefore, they tend to cut back on investment. And give you a great example is Salesforce. When there was the last recession, they found out that they had a lot of startups who were their customers. And Mark Benioff said he never, having been through one recession with the startup customers, he never wanted to do that again. And he made sure he had big corporates because although they do cut back, they were more likely to pay for their software through hard times. So think about your customer groups. What's really interesting with this potential downturn being due to virus outbreak. For example, Domino's Pizza traditionally do really well during recession because people need to eat, they still want to eat out, but they can do lots of offers like $1 pizza, etc., which enable people to still buy into the brand. So traditionally, through a recession, they do well. But if there's an outbreak and less people are eating out, well, maybe they'll order in. But are they in a great position to take advantage of that? And what will their cost base be around that? So it's a great time to think about exactly who your customers are and how you want to target moving forward. That'd be a great time to get for government, big organizations as customers, and really think about what exactly your value proposition is going into a difficult time. In difficult times, you are maybe more likely to be conscious of cost. So do you want to come up with some cost-conscious models and offerings that make it easier to buy? Maybe also you want to look at the terms of your service. Ideally, if you can get people during the boom to sign up for a 12-month or 24-month contract, that's great. It can help to take you through the lean times. Also, as you come into a recession, where people are maybe less likely to commit to longer contract terms, so you might want to look at being more flexible with new customers. Something else to look at is moving on to another topic, to look at your inventory and look at the long-term investments that you're making. Ideally, if people are going to be demanding less, you might want to try and hold less stock so that you are not carrying all those expensive items, which, once again, the cost of those, the value of those could come down. So you'll be holding stock which you bought at an expensive time and trying to sell them to people who are then looking for a bargain. Also, just carrying that stock is really expensive on your cash flow, and you don't want to be carrying other people's cash flow challenges during hard times. Although, once again, if you actually have great cash, if you have great money, it can be, and we'll move on to this, a great time to look at strategies to win competitive customers. Now, think about this, winning competitive customers with cash flow. If you have great cash, if you can get great customers who still need to keep buying products and services, but are going to be having cash flow challenges, as long as you think they're actually going to pay, it can be a great time for you to grow, because if other businesses are not as strong with cash flow, they might not be able to afford to take the risk or afford to provide that financing. And effectively, if you can provide longer terms, then you might be able to win new market share. Also critical, double down on your customer service and look at customer churn. It's harder to win new customers during a downturn, during a recession in general. So think once again, how can you win those customers? What are the things that are going to be affecting them? And how can you help them through these hard times? Okay, another topic that's really important is your friends, your family, and your employees, and their friends and family, and their workers. During a recession, there's often a lot of stress for your family, for your employees, for everything that's happening. Employees become uncertain about what's happening with the company, and they're uncertain about their future, and they can get really stressed about it. And that stress can actually reduce productivity. You can communicate to them where the company is, the fact that it is doing well, give them those reassurances, then that will help them focus on their jobs, not get distracted, and get you through the hard times. Now, another thing to try and think about is, during hard times, everyone else is cutting back. Can you go forward? Can you increase your spend on sales and marketing? Can you win market share? Downtimes, recession are an opportunity where some strong companies are able to get through the hard times, by increasing spend, by increasing marketing, by winning market share. And as things move, people look for new suppliers, and that'd be a great time for you to come in and be that new supplier, that new brand that they're looking for, that they hadn't thought about changing before, but now they have to change. Make your company the one that they change to. And sometimes it's a great time to increase marketing, for example, and ads. Often during Christmas, during a boom time, ads become really expensive because everyone is pushing loads of money into those. Well, if your ads work and you can tackle the same people with those same ads, the competition for ads, for example, can come down. And so you might, once again, you have to win, because if you're able to beat everyone else, if you're able to continue to market at the same pace or even faster than you were during good times, that can be a great time to win. So I'm Murray Newlands. You're listening to the How to CEO podcast. We've been looking at how to do well and how to survive and boom, in fact, in hard times. Thank you for subscribing. If you like this show, please do share, and I'll see you next time.